Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this beautiful Wednesday, May 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, as always. Sorry, I like Star Wars, so you get the little Star Wars Day quote there for today being May 4th. Welcome in. I'm Andrew Bama, filling in for Jeremy Crosby again today. As he's in and out of the building this week, I am helping keeping it going here on Talking Fitchburg. And again, it is a beautiful day, and we have a good show for you today. We're going to talk with BBB about fake websites in our digest today, which will be a repeat, which we've played before last month. And then we're going to talk about Festa Italia. Festa Italia is back after a few years being off due to the pandemic, and we'll be talking with them, going through exactly what Festa Italia is and all about, and what the lineup looks like this year. And we'll talk about that in the headlines as well. So we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start with Happy International Firefighters Day. And this is from the Fitchburg Fire Department Facebook page. Today is International Firefighters Day. Let us celebrate all firefighters around the world for their bravery, dedication, and acknowledge the sacrifice they made. Thank you for protecting our communities. And again, thank you very much all to the firefighters here in Fitchburg and all throughout this country. And again, happy International Firefighters Day. So if you see a firefighter, thank them today. It's a big job out there. All right, now we're going to talk a little bit about Festa and give you some of the details coming up for Festa Italia 2022. It's going to be held at McKee Farms Park, which is 2930 Chapel Valley Road. It'll be Friday, June 3rd through Sunday, June 5th. Admission is $5, which includes all-access entertainment offerings. Children 12 and under are free. Parking is free with shuttles from several parking areas. The music this year is the Jerry DiMaggio Band, the Mama Dig Downs Brass Band, the Cash Box Kings, and others. Those are kind of your big bands that will be there through, again, the 3rd to the 5th. We'll again talk more about that in the guest segment today with David Rizzo as well. All right, next we have the Fitchburg Networking and Open House welcome from the chamber. This will be held on May 23rd from 4 to 7 at Delta Beer Lab, which is 167 East Badger Road. We would like to welcome the Town of Madison businesses to the City of Fitchburg, meet key personnel at the City of Fitchburg and Fitchburg Chamber, and receive answers to frequently asked questions regarding doing business in Fitchburg. Network with your peers and meet other business professionals in the Fitchburg area. Please register in advance to guide us into the planning in the planning of the Welcome to Fitchburg event. So again, please register. We'll have the website or the web link up in the headlines when we put this on Facebook and YouTube, so you can see where you need to go. Also, we want to say tomorrow, folks, marks the the opening for this year of the Fitchburg Farmers Market. It's back, and it's under the pavilion, of course, at 5500 East Sherrill Parkway. That'll be 3 to 6 tomorrow. Mark your calendars, come on down, and some of those new vendors are right here. So welcome to the new vendors, and of course all of the returning vendors. It's going to be really fun down there. We're going to have some free giveaway totes and live music as well. So come on down again, 3 to 6 tomorrow, Thursday, May 5th, and get your farmers market on. All right, also we have a STEAM after-school class coming up at the Fitchburg Public Library. This will be held May 27th from 4 to 5 in the second floor meeting room at the library, 5530 Lacey Road. Explore the intersection of science and art with our STEAM after-school program for kiddos 5 to 12 years old. So come on down and check that out again on May 27th. That seems like a really good time. Also talking about a good time for your seniors, we got a card making at the Senior Center. A very generous donation of card making supplies will soon be ready for your fingertips. Mark your calendar for Friday, June 17th and the format will be a make and take. But if your card making experience is limited, friendly assistance will be available. For more information, please look for the June newsletter, as it will come out and have more information from the Senior Center. And last story here before we go to break is the Hearts for Hope Paint the Town. Join us for a colorful event benefiting the youth and the community center. This will be held on Friday, May 20th from 5:30 to 11. This will be at the Boys and Girls Club. The event is by the Madison Girls Club of Dane County. Will be at the Madison Concourse Hotel and Governor's Club. Tickets can be found at bgcdc.org/H4H. So again, come on out. The goal is to raise $300,000. It's probably $30,000 to fundraise programming, allowing local youth to pursue successful futures in any career pathway they choose. To create a safer environment for all that participate, we are requiring proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test within 72 hours of the event, so be ready to do that as well. Again, this will be on May 20th, so come on down for that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be talking with Tiffany from the BBB about spotting those fake websites and what to do and what to look out for. That's all coming up next on Talking Fitchburg.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
See you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. We were underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. Ready! That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today for the Better Business Bureau is our friend Tiffany Schultz. She's back, and we're talking about fake websites, how to identify them. And I've shared the story. I was just sharing it with you, Tiffany, the pool that was too good to be true website, and all the warning flags were there, and it, my eyes were just lit up with the dollar signs of how much money I was going to save. And you're going to help us stop that. It happens at a snap of a finger.
We're all vulnerable. Online purchase scams are the number one scam that's taking place throughout the United States. So we really need to be careful. We're all vulnerable. It's not just seniors who are vulnerable here. Anybody from 18 up can be caught in one of these scams, these online purchase scams, and you want to be careful when you're shopping online. Everything can be impostered. Even the BBB has been impostered. So when you're shopping online, first thing you want to look at is the domain name. Scammers are great at creating lookalike websites. And what they do is they'll switch a few letters around. Maybe they'll add an extra letter in there. And usually a fake website will start with an HTTP versus an HTTPS. That S is going to stand for secure, but don't let that fool you, because there are other red flags here that usually can tip you off that it's a fake website.
Yeah, that's and that it just starts there. And like I said, as you go through this, you're going to be like, well, I can spot it. You really got to be looking hard for these things as you're going through the website. So we have watching out for the subdomains. And if people aren't familiar with that, tell us a little bit about what to look for there.
Scammers try to trick you by using a subdomain. So for example, instead of movies.com, scammers might go ahead and create a subdomain that says netflix.com.movies.com. And you think, oh, it must, you don't think anything of it. It's just another subdomain. So you go ahead and click on it. They are very good at tricking you with those websites. So when you're going to a website, make sure that you have the official website before you click into it, because once you start clicking into it, you could easily get sucked in if you're not finding those other red flags.
And this next one, be careful with the links that are included in the emails or social media that, it's just saying great deal at whatever, brand. It's labeled all the brand. They've copied all of the same stuff, but you're going to be taken to that fake website.
We all get unsolicited emails, and usually an unsolicited email is going to include a link to a fake website that's phishing for your financial information or for your personal information. When you get an unsolicited email, it's best to go ahead and just delete that email. However, if you do go into it, you can hover over that link and you can see exactly where it goes. If it's a shortened link or you can't find where it goes, it's best just to delete it before you do get caught into something. If you do click on that, sometimes it'll even download malware or spyware to your device. So be very, very careful with those unsolicited emails. And it's best, if you don't know who it came from, just go ahead and delete it. If it looks like it's coming from a well-known company brand, such as Amazon or PayPal or Netflix, scammers are great at impersonating those companies. Amazon is the #1 impersonated brand in the United States right now. So be very, very careful. They are using those companies' names to gain your trust.
Let's talk in depth. So let's say you're on one of these scam websites. What are some other things we can look for as kind of some red flag visuals?
Look for the spelling and grammatical errors. Fake websites are notorious for having those grammatical errors and those spelling errors throughout. They will be missing punctuation. They'll be using the wrong form of words. For example, we would love to hear from you. It should be spelled HEAR, not HERE. They should include full contact information. So you're looking for a company name, an address. Google that address. Where does that go? Does it go to a place of business? Scammers love to just put empty addresses in there that go to a UPS store or an empty field. So look for that kind of stuff. It should also have a working phone number, a privacy policy. What are they doing with your personal information? Where's the return policy, the company policies? Read through all of that to be sure that the site that you're ordering from, if unfamiliar, is definitely a fake website or it's a legitimate website.
Finally, just the background of doing the research of whatever you're going through or whatever company you're going to use. Doing the research, it sounds too easy, but you got to do it.
If you're shopping an unfamiliar website, go ahead and do your research before you even start digging around. bbb.org is a great resource to start your research. You can also do an internet search on the company name. It's super simple. Just go to your website browser, type in the company name, and follow it by scams. Company name reviews, company name complaints. If there's anything negative about the company, you're usually going to find it in that internet search to help you make an informed decision about moving forward.
Absolutely. Tiffany, great information as always. If we want to learn more or report these things, where can we go to?
Find more at bbb.org. You can also report scams and illegitimate websites at bbb.org/scam tracker.
And you should report it. I mean, if we don't report these things, we don't do something that's just going to keep happening over and over. Not to say it's not going to keep happening over and over, but you want to stop people from making these bad decisions. So it's good to report them just as much as anything else that's wrong out there.
Your report is going to help warn others, and it's going to give us a chance to get that website taken down.
Yeah. Tiffany, thank you so much for the tips. We'll talk to you next month.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. And thank you. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me from Festa Italia, the Italian Workmen's Club, we've got David Rizzo here, familiar face, and so glad to have you back on the show, David, because it can only mean one thing, and that means Festa is back. David, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Jeremy. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Tell us the good news.
Yeah, the good news is our council voted unanimously just a week or so ago to move forward with Festa Italia. It'll be the first Festa since 2019. So we've skipped 2 Festas, and it's almost literally 3 years ago since we were able to grace McKee Farms Park with Festa, but we're going to be back. We're going to have some, well, we always have, we'll get into this, but we always have great food and great entertainment, but it's just going to feel good to be back, bringing Festa back to the community. You know, I sense it just in a little bit that I get around town that people are really anxious to kind of get out and celebrate. I mean, obviously we had the 70-degree weather this past weekend. Now this is Wisconsin, so that only lasted about 24 hours. And we're back to, 50s or whatever, but that's spring in Wisconsin. But we're hopeful that by the time the first weekend in June rolls around, it'll be nice, warm, sunny weather for celebrating.
We were kind of talking about this the other day, and I said to you that I think it because of being an outdoor event, because there's so much space at the park, you really can be kind of distant, still hear the music, still enjoy the food, the fun, the beverages. And I think that's what it makes it almost special to be coming back, and a big it's going to be a big party. I think you're right that people are ready to get back together. And I always think of this as the startup of the summer in Fitchburg, that you guys always have the event there, and it is awesome. So let's get into the details, David. For people who aren't familiar with the Italian Workmen's Club and what you guys do, why are we having this festival, and who are you?
Well, the Italian Workmen's Club is a fraternal organization. We're located down in the old brownstone, as we call it, on 914 Regent Street. That's kind of right between Sweet Home, Wisconsin and Regent Liquor, just off the corner of Park and Regent. And we've been there. The building itself actually we're celebrating its 100th anniversary. So the
Wow.
building itself is 100 years old. The club was founded in 1912. So the club is 110 years old this year. So we got a couple of good reasons to celebrate. And what we call Festa Italia really started as a neighborhood picnic, probably back in the 30s and 40s. And since the club was originally founded as a mutual aid society for Italian immigrants that came over at the turn of the century, it had everything to do with helping each other out. If a family member was ill and couldn't work, then the other people would chip in and bring meals or what have you, whatever the reason was. So it was a very close-knit community. Now, we are all familiar with the urban renewal that took place in the 60s. But once things settled down, we started doing what back in the 70s was the Regent Street block party. Now, I can't imagine doing it now, but back then you were allowed to block off Regent Street at least for a day or so and have sort of a block party. That's not practical, but we've been all around to various parks over the decades. We've been up at Warner Park, we've been over at the Coliseum, we've been at Olin Park, Wingra Park, but we've kind of found a home at McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg. And the way that Dane County has grown, Fitchburg is a bit more centralized than it certainly was 10, 20 years ago. So it's just a really nice, comfortable place. People are used to finding Festa there. We've been there probably the last 15 years. So, we're just happy to, again, welcome people from all over the Dane County area. And we actually get some people traveling through on business or vacations, and they kind of see our signs or hear our ads, and they'll stop by and enjoy some good food.
Yeah, let's talk about what happens at Festa Italia. So my personal favorite is the food, but I'm a big guy here, so I love anything food related. But food, entertainment, and culture, that truly makes up. So tell us about the food. Let's get that one out of the way, because that's just yummy all around.
Sure. Well, we're going to have we're always going to have your basics as far as pizza and meatball sandwiches, hot beef sandwiches, wonderful Italian desserts. The Italian American Women's Club, our sister organization, as well as an outfit called Ciao. They make cannoli and homemade Italian cookies, so you can get everything from entrees right through to desserts. And we'll also have our famous spaghetti and meatball dinner that'll be served. In addition to all of that, we're going to have a fry area where you're going to get fried Italian specialties from arancini to sfingi to I'm thinking of squid. Yeah, calamari. And then obviously you're going to have to have something to drink to go along with the food. So we're going to have beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. So we'll have beer, wine, soda, etc. And let's see what else as far as food. We also have some great vendors that'll be coming back. Java Cat with their gelato is always fun, and we have Sugar River kettle corn as well. That's always popular. And I think we're gonna try nachos this year. I know there's nothing particularly Italian about nachos, but it's kind of a universal thing. Obviously, it's kind of a Mexican origin, but who doesn't like some chips with some cheese sauce and jalapenos on it? So a little bit of a different twist this year on the appetizers.
That's okay. That goes really good with sausage and everything else. So I'm going to buy into it and say you could put your own garnish on the nachos and turn it Italian just a slight bit. So I'll give that I'll give that a go. I think a lot of people know about the music, and you folks have such a great lineup each and every year. And looking at the list here, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we try to mix some basic traditional Italian music, especially during the day. And if we do go a little bit off of that, it's usually on the lighter jazz variety. So we start with again, traditional and lighter things. And then as the sun begins to set, we kind of tune it up a little bit and amp it up a little bit. And we'll get some more rock and jazz and funk and blues and soul. So we're really not catering specifically to only one audience. We're trying to bring in people from all different generations and all different musical tastes. And I think over the years, people have come to understand that that's kind of what we're doing. It's kind of Italian culture during the day, and it's kind of rock and roll at night. And we found that to be a really good combination.
Yeah, it works really well. And I've certainly spent a lot of time out there enjoying the great music all day long. It's awesome. And finally, the culture. You do have culture stuff on display, different events along those lines. Tell us about some of those.
Yeah, the culture really is again, a main focus, especially during the day. We've got a specific tent, large tent, that we have historical photos. We've got continually looping DVDs that are playing with people who grew up in the old Greenbush neighborhood, telling the stories that fortunately we've been able to capture for posterity, so that those stories will continue on. So people can learn what the Greenbush neighborhood was all about, sort of a melting pot that it was. But we also have a parade of Italy, a parade of Italian flags that happens on Saturday afternoon. And that's really an explanation of the 20, I think it's 20, it's either 20 or 21 areas of Italy, each with its own description. And so that goes a long way in explaining what the country of Italy is all about. And we also have cooking demonstrations that take place in our culture tent. So local area chefs will come and prepare their favorite Italian delicacies. And we also do a Sunday Mass for those who would like to attend that on Sunday at 10 o'clock.
All right. Well, if folks want to come out for this, David, if you can remind them one more time where they can find the latest and greatest information about this event and stay on the know, how can they do that?
Yeah, well, for sure. It's June 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So that's the weekend after Memorial Day. And for further detail, it's at McKee Farms Park in Fitchburg, 2930 Chapel Valley Road. And for more information, you can go to iwcmadison.com and just click on the Festa Italian tab, and you'll get all the information that you'd like.
All right, David, thank you so much for your time. So glad to have it back. So glad for your time today. And we'll look forward to seeing you here in a couple of weeks.
Absolutely. Great to be back with you.
All right. Check it out. Festa Italian. Get it on the calendar, June 3rd through the 5th at McKee Farms Park here in Fitchburg. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be flood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So. I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Severe weather can strike anytime, anywhere, but there's a simple way to stay safe. Hey, Jim Cantori here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show today, I want to thank Tiffany and David for coming in and talking about the BBB and about Festa Italia. So be ready for all of those great events for Festa coming up here in just a little bit in June. All right, that's going to do it for me today, folks. Stay connected with Fact TV, all of these wonderful places, Apple TV, Fire TV, Roku, and, of course, Facebook and YouTube. Until tomorrow, everyone have a fantastic day. We'll see you back here on Thursday.